Hey guys, it's the Squishy Monster, and today I'm going to show you a staple in my household, and I hope it becomes one of yours. It's going to be a fluffy, tender, pure white cupcake topped with a fat mound of chocolate buttercream. The very first thing I'm going to do is whip up my egg whites, and I separated them when they were cold so they separated easier because you don't want any traces of fat / yolk. And you want to bring them to room temperature, so about 30 to 45 minutes before you're ready to use them. They'll whip up fluffier this way. And then when you whip them and they start to begin to get frothy, you want to add in your cream of tartar. Then I want to take my room temperature softened butter, unsalted butter, and break it up. And then I want to cream together my butter and my sugar. When your butter and sugar have adequately melded together, you want to sift in a little bit of your dry at a time. And I'm using cake flour as well as some powder, baking powder, and some salt. And you cannot substitute with regular flour here. You have to use cake flour because cake flour tends to make a tender cake, and it all whittles down to protein and gluten content. After that, it's just a matter of sifting in your dry a little bit at a time with your milk. So you're just alternating dry with milk. Then your batter will look like this. This is just the dry and the milk alternated with the butter and the sugar, the cream mixture. And what you want to add to that are your egg whites. And they have achieved firm peaks, and you don't want to overdo it because at that point it'll just revert back to liquid state. So you don't want to overdo your egg whites. And I added in the cream of tartar just to help it fluff up even further and stabilize the egg whites. At this point, you just want to spoon in your egg white mixture and just fold into your batter. I'm just adding in my last bit of egg whites, and just make sure you don't overmix as to deflate the egg whites, that you took the time to beat up and whip up to a meringue. So just be gentle with it. Start from the middle, go out, and just fold in. And you want to adequately mix this together and fuse the meringue and the batter mixture together, or else when you bake it off, it'll sink. Now all I have to do is fill my cupcake liners, and in this instance, streaking is not good. So remember, like I said, you want to meld the two batters together adequately, and so it should look like that, a very cohesive mixture. And just make sure you don't overmix and don't overfill. So while your cupcakes are baking, it is the perfect opportunity to bake your frosting. And I'm making a chocolate buttercream, and in here I just have a stick of butter at room temperature. And it would help if I turned on the machine. And I just want to break it up. And it's softened, unsalted, room temperature butter. And so that I want to just begin sifting in my dry. And this is my powdered sugar and cocoa that I sifted twice. Now just take a look at your frosting. All I've done is put in spoonfuls of my cocoa, my salt, and my powdered sugar, spoonfuls at a time, into my creamed butter, and I just mixed it together. And just look at it. If it still looks a little drier on the drier side to you, after you've added in the vanilla, just add in a dribble of milk, like 1 to 2 tablespoons or so, if you want to. So after your cupcakes have completely cooled, you just want to pipe your frosting on. I'm using a reusable piping bag with a closed star tip. It's the Wilton 2D, and if you guys are interested. And I'm just piping my chocolate buttercream on top, nothing fancy, and just topping off with a few clear white sugar crystals, and that's it. Here are my cupcakes, and I have been craving cupcakes for a good solid 3 or 4 days. And since you bake these, you know that there's no hydrogenated shortening or any sweet text involved in the frosting or the cake, which most often a lot of cupcakeries do. So you know that you've controlled the quality, and this is a really good cupcake. I'm gonna go in for a bite to see if it is an actually good cupcake. Disrobe this little baby. It smells so good while it's baking. Look at that, perfect couple bites. You guys have got to try this. It is so fluffy. It's incredibly soft and just melts in your mouth. And then that chocolate buttercream just sets it all off. I so hope you guys give this a try. Thanks so much for spending time with me, you guys. This is Squishy Monster, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!
say, 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 say.